Thank you so much. Welcome to The Tonight Show, everybody. We have comedy, we have celebrities, we have music, we have a full audience tonight. That's right, there's a heat wave all across the Northeast, and even weather people can't hold back how they feel about it.
If you haven't been outside yet, it's gross.
It feels really sticky.
It is thick.
Today's probably going to be a 2 or 3 t-shirt type of day.
It's pretty soupy out there.
Brandon, I know you like to call it split pea soup.
It's gross. Swampy. Moist.
Soupy, yeah. That's also how most people describe their first post-pandemic handshake. They're like, are we doing that? Swampy, moist, and ew. Sounds like Rudy Giuliani's law firm. That's right, it was so hot today, I was sweating more than Trump's zipper. That's right, this weekend, former President Trump spoke at North Carolina's Republican convention, but all anyone's talking about is the way his pants looked. Check out what's going on with his midsection. It's like he's wearing a fanny pack on the inside of his pants. It looks like he bumped into something and his pants deployed an airbag. You know what I'm saying? By the way, since when do pants have gills? Did you see it? What is that? How do you have to sit to get wrinkles like that? It's like, you have to have like your legs on your shoulders or something. A lot of people are saying it looks like his pants are on backwards. Well, it's already inspired a new ad. Watch this.
At the Men's Warehouse, we've always offered the finest suits, the best tailoring, and the sharpest styles, which is why we're proud to introduce the Front Butt Collection. Just zip up the back and face the day. You're gonna like the way your front butt looks. I guarantee it.
He guarantees it. That's right. Hey, this is exciting. Jeff Bezos just announced that next month he'll be flying aboard his company's first manned rocket to space. Yep. Bezos would be the first person in space to look down and say, I actually can see my house from here. Yeah, after the country reopened, most people bought a new bathing suit, maybe some hard seltzer. This guy buys James Bond and a ticket to space. That's right, Bezos says it's perfectly safe because he's being packed by the same people who ship Amazon boxes. By the way, those are the same pouches Trump uses in his front butt. Yeah.
Hold on, I think I can fit 2 more in there. Hold on. All right, ready
Front
to talk.
butt.
Here we go.
Bezos will only be in space for about 11 minutes. Which means for 11 minutes, Elon Musk will be like, I am finally the richest man on Earth. For 11 minutes. Well, everyone's still talking about how boring the fight was last night between Floyd Mayweather and Logan Paul. If you missed it, you can see all the highlights by Googling men hugging for money. The result was a draw, so the only loser was everyone who paid $50 to watch a fake fight. And did you guys see this? In a recent interview, candidates running for mayor of New York City were asked about their favorite New York movies. And Eric Adams, his answer caught people's attention. Check this out.
Favorite New York movie?
Serpico.
Do the Right Thing, Spike Lee.
Taxi. Are you talking to me?
Yes.
That was the name of the movie. That's the favorite line. Taxi. Are you talking to me? Taxi driver. Yes.
That's the fastest anyone has ever won and then immediately lost my vote. I was in Taxi. Yeah. That should be your favorite film. Robert De Niro, who is on our show tonight, was in Taxi Driver. I was so psyched. I'm like, what? This guy's awesome. Listen, whoever's running for mayor in Boston better say Fever Pitch. That's all I'm saying. My favorite is Pitch Perfect. Some business news. I saw that for a limited time this summer, Bud Light is launching new spiked seltzer icicles. Take a look at these things. Ooh. Yeah, it's already being called the easiest way to accidentally get your toddler drunk. Well, I don't know who this is actually for, but Nathan's is now selling vegan hot dogs. I'm not saying they're bad, but Joey Chestnut couldn't finish one.
Really?
Yeah. Generally speaking, you're probably not that health conscious if anything in your diet is in tube form. I just wanted to say tube form. Hey, I saw that Royal Caribbean just announced that they will set sail from U.S. ports beginning next month, and vaccines won't be required for passengers. In related news, Royal Caribbean will soon be quarantining 1,000 people. You know you messed up when Carnival is suddenly the classy cruise line. But this is exciting because if you survive being unvaccinated and eating from the buffet, you will be declared legally invincible. Well, listen to this. Organizers of Philadelphia's Naked Bike Ride announced that riders will still be required to wear masks at this year's.
Okay.
So now it'll be even weirder when you recognize a coworker. You're like, hey, Bill! Happy 70th, by the way. Be careful of that bike chain, buddy. Thought there were baseball cards in the spokes, yeah.
Hey! Tire pump!
And finally, speaking of being naked, a woman in Florida went viral after she stripped down and trashed an Outback Steakhouse. Manager was like, hey, what do you think this is, an Applebee's? Last night was the season premiere of The Bachelorette. Yeah, I'm pumped for this season because we get to see people spreading viruses the old-fashioned way, you know? That's right, after a year locked inside, viewers were like, you know, hooking up with 30 strangers doesn't seem so crazy anymore. That's right, The Bachelorette is back and everyone's fired up, but you just gotta remember it's a stage show that's mostly fake. Kind of like a boxing match between Floyd Mayweather and Logan Paul. No.
Forever.
You see this at one point, they introduced a contestant named Connor B with a short video, and it's pretty interesting. Well, you tell me if you think it's interesting. Watch.
I'm Connor B. I am 29 years old, and I'm from Nashville, Tennessee.
8th graders, I'm gonna miss you guys.
My main occupation is a math teacher.
After that bath video, I think it's safe to say he was a math teacher. Yeah, Connor might not find love, but his substitute just found a full-time job, so,
I said that you can lay in the bathtub.
Get this, another contestant, Cody, listed his job, check this out, as zipper sales manager. Wait, a zipper salesman and he's single?
A lot of
That
ups
wasn't
and downs on that job, you know.
What's that?
A lot of ups and downs on that job.
If that wasn't strange enough, another contestant said that he was a surgical skin salesman. Because if there's one thing women love to hear in a first date, it's, well, I sell human skin. Hi. That's right, The Bachelorette is back, and even though it was the first episode, things got pretty intense. The emotions on that show can be a little hard to handle sometimes, so I thought we could help. Here's a clip from the episode, revoiced with the least emotional person we know, Siri. This is Let's Get Serious.
I don't like you, bro. Like, I've never liked you, and that's fine. We don't have to talk at all, bro. Right? And it's not my fault I don't like you, bro. You know, bro, you don't like me, so that is your fault. I'm like, what are you talking about, dude? I'm literally just telling you exactly what's up, bro. That's it. Alright, man. I don't agree with anything that you said, but okay, that's fine, man. Bro, I don't think that there was a need for that at all, bro. Ha 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 ha.
And in more Bachelor news, today ABC announced that Chris Harrison is officially exiting the franchise after 19 years. Yep, Harrison knew there was trouble when the producers brought his suitcase to the meeting. No, you're kidding. It's gonna be awkward in the finale when the limo driver lowers the partition to reveal it's Chris Harrison. Right now he's editing his resume like matchmaker with 19 years experience and 3 successful couples. Give or take. 2 successful couples. Some political news. Lester Holt sat down with Vice President Kamala Harris for an exclusive interview, and when he was asked why she hasn't visited the border yet, you could tell that she didn't quite have an answer prepared. Listen to this.
Do you have any plans to visit the border?
At some point, we are going to the border. We've been to the border. So this whole thing about the border, we've been to the border. We've been to the border.
You haven't been to the border.
And I haven't been to Europe.
Well, that escalated quickly. That's right, Harris was not in the mood. Don't be surprised if you see Lester Holt narrating his own episode of Dateline. It started out as a normal interview. Meanwhile, it was just announced that former President Trump is launching a speaking tour with Bill O'Reilly called the History Tour. When he heard Sean Hannity was like, well, I met someone new and totally awesome too, so, It should be a fun tour. Backstage passes automatically come with a hush money payment of $130,000. And I read that the CDC issued a warning that salmonella has been linked to some breaded chicken products. With chicken sandwiches at stake, even conspiracy theorists are like, vaccines now! Put the Bill Gates in me, let's go! I'm going to Popeyes! Not stopping me! Going to Popeyes! Give me the 5G! So here's some fashion news. Balenciaga just unveiled its new stiletto Crocs. Here's a photo. It's a great way to be comfortable and uncomfortable at the same time. Yep, stiletto Crocs, or as strippers call them, business casual. Here's your give it up your dancer, Herman.
Stiletto.
And finally, a pizzeria in Rhode Island just introduced a new employee. Watch this.
The robot named Servy is now tending to customers at Angelo's Palace Pizza. So far, she's been a big hit, with many customers requesting a table in Servy's section. She can chat with guests and even wish them a happy birthday.
And just like a real server, Servy waits until the exact moment you take a huge bite before asking, how's everything tasting over here? Yep, it's a great innovation, especially when the last customer leaves and Servy becomes moppy. Today, President Biden flew to Europe for his first foreign trip as president. Yep, Biden's going to England, Belgium, and Switzerland, and he won't come home until he finds a new host for The Bachelor. That's right, Biden is hoping to repair ties with our European allies. I think he'll be well received. I mean, for starters, there won't be a giant baby balloon following him wherever he goes. And this is crazy. The plane carrying White House reporters to Europe was delayed for several hours due to mechanical issues caused by cicadas. United was like, ooh, that's good. Can we use that? Even Biden had some cicada trouble of his own here this morning, swatting one away before his flight. Look at this. Yeah.
Watch out for the cicadas. I just got one. Got me.
Tomorrow, that cicada will be on Fox News in a neck brace calling for Biden to be impeached. See what he did to me? It's on tape! The cicada returned to his buddy. He's like, damn, the old man's quicker than I expected. Meanwhile, Mike Pence was like, bugs in your head, you're supposed to save that for the big debate. Speaking of the president right now, he's trying to meet his goal of getting 70% of America vaccinated by July 4th. And that's, we can do it. And that's not all. Biden has other goals that he thinks that we can accomplish as well. For instance, he plans on getting refunds for everyone who watched the Mayweather-Paul fight. He'll also make it so if someone responds to a text with K, their phone explodes. Okay. Up next, every scale automatically subtracts 10 pounds because it's been a hell of a year. You know what I'm saying? Back to my high school weight. Oh my gosh. Also, Cinnabon has to start selling a cologne and everyone has to start wearing it. That would be fantastic. And finally, people who don't get vaccinated are launched into space with Jeff Bezos. These are all goals. We need goals. Well, get this. To celebrate the 4th of July, France is sending the U.S. a second Statue of Liberty. That's 1/16 the size of the original. Yeah, France is getting us the same gift they already got us. In other words, they're already in the Father's Day spirit. Wow, Ty, I think I have that. First, France gave us a 150-foot statue, and now a 9-foot statue. In a few years, they're just going to give us a commemorative Monopoly piece. I saw that IRS Commissioner Charles Rettig testified on Capitol Hill yesterday, and he kept using the word stimmy to refer to stimulus checks. Stimmy. Watch this video.
The scope, if you will, of outreach for the IRS has greatly expanded, really as a result of EIP 1, 2, and 3. The STEMIs have been fantastic for us in terms of getting into the communities.
Yeah. STEMIs have been fantastic. And he didn't stop there. After that, he said, but for realsies, though, this paper has been soup's dope for hella peeps. Mage preach. He said that. And he kept going. And then he was like, I spent my stimbo on some dub claw celts. Let's turn up, bish. Hashtag white boy summer. Hashtag not chuggy.
The head of the IRS.
He said not chuggy.
Not chuggy.
Hashtag not chuggy.
Wow.
Yeah, and then finally he ended up by saying, sheesh. You guys see this? During a climate hearing yesterday, Republican Congressman Louis Gohmert suggested some alternative solutions to fight global warming. Listen to this.
Is there anything that the National Forest Service or BLM can do to change the course of the moon's orbit or the Earth's orbit around the sun? Obviously, that would have profound effects on our climate.
I would have to follow up with you on that one, Mr. Gohmert.
His next question was, can anyone tell me where I am right now? She was like, I'll listen to your idea, but maybe we start with no plastic bags, and then we'll reverse the Earth's orbit. You know Superman isn't a documentary, right? Some entertainment news this week. The Cannes Film Festival is happening on the coast of France. They just announced that the new Fast and Furious movie will have a surprise premiere at the festival. They even cut a special, never-before-seen trailer just for Cannes. Really? Take a look at this.
Le monde change, et nous changeons aussi. L'automobile, la famille, l'action. Fast news.
Interesting. Fast news. Wow. Finally, I read that lobster prices are increasing due to limited supply and high demand. But it'll be worth all the money and the hour of labor once you get those 2 small chunks of meat out. I'm wearing a bib and my hands are bleeding. Isn't this romantic? Meanwhile, the CEO of Sizzler is like, I knew keeping lobsters in a great tank for 5 years would pay off. Today, President Biden kicked off his European tour in the UK and met with British Prime Minister Boris Johnson. Yeah, at first, Biden didn't even recognize Johnson. He thought he was a hungover Weasley brother. But Biden and Johnson are getting a lot done. Today, they launched a task force to reopen travel between the U.S. and the U.K. When they heard that, Harry and Meghan were like, you can try all you want. That's right. Biden and Johnson are trying to reopen travel between the U.S. and the U.K., which is great because it means we're one step closer to Kamala Harris finally visiting Europe.
And I haven't been to Europe.
Yeah. Biden and Johnson were actually supposed to meet on a small island before bad weather changed their plans. This is the island right there, yeah. That's a shame, because I love it when world leaders hang out at locations for Mario Kart. Did you see that cute island? I mean, come on. Meanwhile, if Putin invited you to a place like that, you'd be like, let's do it somewhere more public. Let's go to the M&M store. Yep, Biden and Johnson met at the site of this weekend's G7, and right across the street, an artist built a sculpture of the 7 leaders made out of electronic trash and called it Mount Recyclemore. Take a look at this thing. Yeah. It's kind of sad Trump couldn't even get his face on Mount Recyclemore. You know? That's right, President Biden spent the whole day over in the UK, and you know, the British have some pretty colorful slang. But so does President Biden. So we thought we'd put together a quick tutorial on the differences between how they use certain phrases. For example, first up, we have slag off. To someone in England, that means to criticize someone. But for Biden, it means something we used to hear at the butcher shop off Main Street. It was run by a man named Three Finger Carl. Way to cut of the good stuff. He'd ask you, you want the slag on or off? We didn't know what that meant, but he'd give us free raw hot dogs to put in our shirt pockets to keep us cool on the walk home. Put hot dogs in his pocket?
In the shirt pocket.
Shirt pockets, keep you cool.
Just to keep you cool.
Wow, it's interesting.
Not cooked.
Let's look at another example. We have Bob's your uncle. The British use that to mean, and there you have it. But to Biden, well, Bob's not just your uncle, kid. Bob was the Archbishop of the entire Catholic Diocese of Wilmington. Good man, better preacher. He could do that trick with the holy water where he'd put it in his hand and shoot it out like a little missile. If he ever caught you dozing in the first pew, he'd blast you right between the eyes. God bless him. Interesting.
Holy water?
Finally, we have throwing a wobbly. To the British, it means having a tantrum. But to Biden, well, that's when you get 2 kings and 9 and the instructions card, and you're playing my favorite gambling game, Sneaky Canasta. Loser has to suck on a bunch of pine needles or eat a popsicle backwards. Lick the wood stick clean while you hold the ice pop. Just interesting difference. Interesting. Hey, this is cool. I saw that Mattel just announced its first line of Barbie dolls made from recycled plastic. That's great, but honestly, I feel like they could have done a better job with the name. Garbage Barbie.
That's not good.
It's just odd. Get this, 7-Eleven just announced that this year their free Slurpee giveaway will not just occur on one day, but for the entire month of July. It's part of their 94th birthday celebration, which means they're almost as old as the hot dogs on the rotating grill. And finally, this is very exciting. Today, Mayor de Blasio announced that New York City is bringing back the Macy's 4th of July fireworks show.
Yeah.
Of course, the big fireworks show will immediately be followed by the car alarm spectacular. Today in England, the world's biggest leaders got together for the start of the G7 summit. Yep, it's a meeting of leaders from the US, UK, Canada, France, Germany, Italy, and Japan. It's basically Epcot without the day drinking. This is the first in-person G7 in nearly 2 years, and like everyone else at an in-person meeting, they're all thinking, this could have been a Zoom. It could have been a Zoom. In addition to the G7 members, India, Australia, and South Korea were invited as guest countries. And if they do well, they get a spot on the G7 spin-off series, G7 Summit Island. And like they do every year, all the G7 leaders got together for a family photo. Take a look at this. Yeah. Looks like a choose-your-player part of a law firm video game. They had fun on the beach until Biden asked everyone to recreate the volleyball scene from Top Gun. They're like, well, I don't get this. I read that during the summit, all G7 leaders are staying at this castle. Apparently, the world economy is in such bad shape, they all had to share an Airbnb. It's pretty... Yep, 7 world leaders all living in the same house while Vladimir Putin watches from home like it's an episode of Big Brother. This is my favorite show. Get this, ahead of Biden's meeting next week with Putin, former President Trump decided to put out a statement. And it said, good luck to Biden in dealing with President Putin. Don't fall asleep during the meeting. And please give him my warmest regards. Trump's still banned on Facebook and Twitter, so he issued that statement by yelling it at a Wendy's drive-thru. That's right, Trump had to go through Biden, because you know Putin didn't give him his real phone number. He's like, oh, sure, Donald, yes, it's, write this down, 1-800-588-2300. Empire Today. Well, this is huge. The National Geographic Society has just announced a new 5th ocean. It's the body of water surrounding Antarctica, and it's called the Southern Ocean. So now there's the Atlantic, Pacific, Indian, Arctic, and Southern. Such big news inspired me to write a tiny song about it. Just a couple seconds of the show I'm hosting to give a shout out to the brand new ocean. Congratulations on your promotion. The penguins and the fishes got a brand new ocean. Your ocean mom and dad filled with proud emotion. The big blue baby is a brand new ocean. I wouldn't send a car but didn't know the postage or the address for the brand new ocean. Watching all your ways kinda like hypnosis. Gonna need a Dramamine on the brand new ocean. Protecting you from plastic is my new devotion. Gonna use a metal straw in the brand new ocean. Even though it's cold, put on your suntan lotion before you swim in the brand new ocean. Moving on. Moving. Hey, some entertainment news. Last night was the series finale of Keeping Up with the Kardashians. Yeah. It's hard to say goodbye. Watching people stand around their kitchen looking at their phones, it felt like watching our own family. The show led to 9 spin-offs. Yep, Kris Jenner is basically the Vin Diesel of reality TV. Well, listen to this. I just saw that Netflix just launched an online store that sells show-branded merchandise. But this is annoying. If an item sits in your cart for too long, a message pops up that says, are you still shopping? Just a thought, though. If you're watching Netflix and wearing it, it might be time to get out of the house. And finally, a lobster diver in Cape Cod is okay after being swallowed and then spit out by a humpback whale. Yeah, the good news is he's okay. The bad news is he's being sued for copyright infringement by the Bible.